All right, what is good, YouTube? Another video for you guys, another tips video. This one is one that's been highly requested, one that I'm interested in talking about. It is probably one of the most talked about things in my stream on Twitch, in terms of people asking me questions, things that I like to focus on. Actually, I don't want to focus on it, but I do, unintentionally, because it's just a huge part of the game, although I wish it wasn't. Anyway, enough background talk about it. What am I talking about here? The best parks to play in MLB the Show 21 Diamond Dynasty. Why some parks are good, why some aren't as good, and what all of this means. How to check if the park you're playing at, especially if it's a created stadium, is a place that you'd want to play a game at. Now, let's start by going and showing you guys. Let's just say we're queuing up for a game, okay? We're going to go to single player modes, play versus CPU. We're going to play against the Orioles at home. First park up. All right. Ship it. I think, unfortunately, I don't play here as much anymore this year. I don't pick this home field as much. I think it's the best park to play in the game, especially if you're looking for just a basic, normal, competitive experience where most of your good swings get rewarded, and you just feel like it plays the smoothest. It's probably this park. Capacity, 12,000 fans. I don't think that really matters per se. The less fans, the better. What does that mean? You guys ever play Call of Duty or any kind of game where you go to a part of the map where there's a lot going on and your game starts getting choppy and you're like, what the heck? It feels like you're freezing. Or if you're playing Fortnite and if you've ever played that game and you're like in an end game situation where you're all building close together and there's a lot of people left and the game is lagging and you can't place a build and all that stuff. That kind of stuff occurs when there's a lot of stuff going on in one concentrated area and you're getting a lot of frame drops. Like MLB the Show operates on 60 frames per second. That is the max, right? You can get. Now, if there's a lot of things trying to render at once, fans, background stuff going on, a lot of moving parts in a stadium, the frame rate's not going to be stable at 60. It's going to keep dropping up and down because it's going to try and get back to 60 while it's getting pulled down because it's just not being able to render fast enough, especially if you're on lower tier hardware like an old system, PS4 first generation, Xbox One first generation. People with newer hardware that runs more smoothly is that they're at an advantage. Now, let's queue in to ship it, and let me show you guys some things to look for here, right? We're going to hop into a game. How to tell if the park you're at is a decent park. Well, things you want to look for, right? You ever played a park and you hit a ball and it gets squared up and it just goes absolutely nowhere, or you're hitting a lot of line drives, they're just sinking and they're not getting any backspin. You just feel like you're hitting with a lead pipe. That might be due to the fact you're playing in a park with low elevation. Now, if you go to Ship It Stadium, Ship It is 3,002 feet of elevation. That is quite a lot. My created stadium is 2,800. I'm actually looking to even lower it some more. So I think a nice sweet spot is about 1,850 elevation. You get good backspin. You don't feel like you're getting scammed. Wind is no longer a factor in the game. It says it's blowing out to right field. I believe that no longer matters. It used to matter in the game. It was kind of crazy with wind. If it was blowing a certain direction, you hit a ball in the air, it would just go pew, fly right out. I think they took that out the game. But that just shows you right there, guys, right? You see that? 3,002 feet of elevation. That's pretty high. For scale, Coors is, I believe, 5,000. Laughing Mountain is the same. Laughing Mountain, I think, is the highest for any minor league park. But Ship It, I think it's overall the best. It's used in a lot of... Most people play here around the ELO that I play at. You know, anywhere between Hall of Fame to Legend games, a lot of people pick Ship It. So that's one way to check. Now, that is just me showing you guys how to check elevations. But going back, and now we're going to rank some parks. I'm going to show you guys which parks I believe play the smoothest. Next up on this list, I'm going to go to my number 2 best park, favorite park to play at. And I haven't played in a while, but it's All-American. I think All-American plays very well. The only issue I have with this field is 2 things. Try to avoid playing at night. It doesn't play as well at night. And also, the batter's eye isn't my favorite. It's kind of small. So you lose a lot of guys who throw or are taller or throw outside angles if they have 3/4 arm slots. But I'll show you guys what we're talking about here. Game log. It is 1,168 feet of elevation. That's quite good. It actually is not that bad at all. You see, it's a pretty well-rounded park. It's a little bland, but honestly, nothing too crazy. The batter's eye is a little small, so if pitches are up here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, especially during the daytime. You kind of lose it for like a half second. But other than that, that's the only downfall. If I was able to change that batter's eye on All-American, this would be the park I'd play at all the time. I quite enjoy it. That's my number 2 best park to play at, although it's not my home field at the moment. My home field at the moment is my number 3 best park in the game. I'm going to get some slack for this one. But I like Oak Street right now for a few reasons, but there are some things to note about this park. I like Oak Street. I like its aesthetic a lot. I think that it is a good park to play at because it is 800 feet. I think it's 811 feet of elevation. It's it's on the lower side, but the ball carries there. Only place the ball dies is dead center. It's a pretty big dead center. It does die there. I will be honest. I'm not gonna lie about that. It is 811 feet. Yes, it is. And it also is super short down the lines. I'll show you guys after I throw a pitch with little Ferg. Okay. Go down here. It is 310 feet. It's pretty short over there. It also bends in. Very little foul territory. It's 408 to center with 811 feet of elevation. It is a deep, deep drive to center. If you hit one out there, it's a nice one. 325 down the right field line, and it's pretty normal here. It's not bad at all. The dimensions are okay. Foul territory is kind of frustrating to work with, but it's all good. Honestly, the only downside here is the short porch and left is a little and center field's a little deep. But I like this park. I love the way it looks. I absolutely love this batter's eye. If you guys can take a look at this pitch right here, you'll see what I'm talking about. It is just one of my favorite batter's eyes to operate with in the game. It is my opinion the 3rd best park in the game and currently my home field. So that's just a little bit of information for you guys. 4th best park in my opinion, guys. And they're all minor league parks, and we'll get to why in a second. 4th best park to use. Obviously, it's all opinion, but I do believe it's pretty accurate. It's Capitol Field. At night, specifically, because it's kind of hard to see during the day. It's going to be an experience where not a lot of balls travel. But if that's what you like, go for it. There's no batter's eye here, which is rare for me to like a field with no batter's eye, but I really love the way this field looks. It almost feels like I'm in an arena. I genuinely enjoy playing. I played here for 2 weeks earlier in the season. Love the aesthetic of this field. Love the scoreboard behind. It's a little distracting with no batter's eye, but as you guys can see, it's not the worst. When it comes to elevation, this park has 282 feet of elevation. It is very dead. The ball does not travel here at all. I just like the way it looks. I don't know. It hasn't played horribly for me. A lot of balls die to left center. I will say that. Left center, center field, they die. But I really love the way left field looks here with the bullpen there and the high-rise fence. And I love the big bleachers over here. 4th best park, in my opinion, to play minor leagues. I just like it all around. It's about the experience you want, guys. You want a high-scoring game. You want to get rewarded a lot of your swings. Go to Ship It. Or All-American. Probably just Ship It. But if you want an experience where it's more pitcher-based and you're not a strong hitter, places like Oak Street and Capitol Field are great for you. I actually hit well at Oak Street, so it works in my advantage. Somehow I've managed to hit really well at Oak Street. I have had multiple double-digit games recently, while also not letting up a lot of cheap hits to my opponent. One thing I would recommend if you're playing at Oak Street is avoid pitching right-handed hitters inside. It's fluky hits season on the left field line. Pitch them outside. Force them to hit bombs right and center. That's all I will say about that. And the last field, this is another hot take, probably 5th best park. It was between this park and Laughing Mountain, which I do not like, but I do believe that the 5th best park to play in this game is Franco. I like the way it looks. I specifically like it at night, but it's also not bad during the day. I like the way it looks at night, but it probably plays better during the day. Interesting fact about this field, I believe, is 300 feet of elevation. It's very low, but the dimensions are quite good. Center field is a toughie. It's tough to get out there. I like the way this park looks. I've had some pretty decent games here. You guys will see what I'm talking about. It looks nice. It's not a bad field. You go to game log. It is 322 feet of elevation. It's not the greatest park in the game. It's my 5th option. I never really have to pick this option, but you guys can see it. The dimensions play pretty decent. I don't mind this park. If you guys play here, whatever. I don't mind playing a spot game here. I'll be honest. It's not the worst. Now, honorable mentions, Laughing Mountain. I'll go to Laughing Mountain. I'll show you guys why I don't like it, but it is quite used a lot, so I cannot ignore that fact that people really enjoy this park for some reason. I don't know why, but we'll try and figure it out. Here it is. And we'll go where people usually play at night in this place. I've played at least. Last year was a big problem when there was a white sign in left field, or it's behind center field, and a short batter's eye. So if you pitch guys like Garrett Crochet or James Paxton last year, 2 guys who throw a lot, or like in games, like guys were tall lefties, I'm thinking, like anyone like that, it was really, really, really hard to see. Now they fixed it up a little bit. There's no signs out there, so now you got this. Now, what's the issue with this field, in my opinion? Well, It's 5,005 feet of elevation. It is unbelievable. It is Coors Field. Now, if you go into the batter's eye is also a little small too, which is a little bit of a nitpick, but well, not really. It's also the dimensions are silly, right? So it's enormously crazy. It's enormously deep center field with a ridiculous elevation. It's 345 down the line, but I'm promising you guys, it is a short porch. It is the smallest 345 you've ever seen. It is 330 to right, guys. It is so it's short little lines. 420 to center, so you're playing at high elevation. You have deep gaps. You have to worry about your center fielder running down everything. It just plays so silly. I don't like it. I played here last season, 2 games. My opponent contact swung the whole time, and he was just hitting non-stop no-doubters, like really, really far bombs. So I'm not a fan, but a lot of people play here. So if you like that, or if you're playing BR, if you want to hit a lot of homers, man, I guess it's a spot for you. In events, that's not bad. In events would be cool. Where do created stadiums fit in for my next-gen players? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of created stadiums because people are abusing it and making all of the dimensions stupid. I played at a park the other day where I lost. I had like 10 good lineouts. The game was choppy because he had 52,000 people sitting in the stands. It was just unbelievable. He had them all over the center. It was the laggiest thing ever. All the fans are moving, and it's not good. The dimensions were ridiculous. It was just silly. I didn't like it. I've rarely had a good time playing at created stadiums. They're stupid. Sometimes, a lot of guys max out the elevation, so it's just a home run fest. I don't like it. I wish you could turn off that filter. It also limits your player surging pool. So if I queue for a home game at my created stadium, I cannot queue with any PS4, Xbox One players. Not that I would ever play with Xbox One players. I turn cross play off because of lag. Don't like that. But I can't play with PS4 players. And that's a large. I play early in the morning. I need all the players I can get when I'm queuing up in the morning. So I don't want to do that. But I don't like created stadiums. Not a fan. But if you like them, I recommend like 15 to 2,000 feet of elevation is a quite good sweet spot where it plays quite normal. So now, pro parks. What are the issues with pro parks? Well, instead of trying to explain it to you guys, I'm just going to show you. It's pretty obvious. I'm sure if you guys have played this game reasonably a decent amount of times, we'll go to a park that's we'll pick a perfect. Okay, here we go. Open, April, 4 p.m. rain. If you guys play this game for a decent amount of time, you understand that you've played at Houston at 4 p.m. where the sun's right in your face, you have no batter's eye, it's raining, it's laggy, your PCI is choppy, you feel like the game is horrible. It's because it is, guys. It's because it is that way. It is not good. It's so much for the game to render. A lot of frame drops, the rain, the million fans, a lot of things going on in the background. Just like look how choppy this game looks. Like it just look at the ball. Like it's just not as good. The ambient noise is good. It just doesn't move as well. Elevation-wise, I don't think that matters as much as 40 feet of elevation, so literally nothing is traveling here. That's another thing. It's dead. That's just crazy. It's just laggy, guys. If you look, and I'll show you specifically, all those fans there, all of them there, that train up there, all the fans there, up there, all these signs, lights, everything. It's more pressure on your game. All these fans compared to a minor league park, which has 1/16th, not really that number, but like a really, really small fraction compared to this. It is a lot less for the game to worry about in terms of render. It is very much a smoother gameplay experience in a minor league park. If you like playing at pro parks, guys, I'm sorry, but you're the person that people hate, man. I'm just messing with you, but not really. That's why no one wants to play a laggy game experience. I wish pro parks were less laggy. I think that the solution is this: figure out a way to make them better, or cut minor league parks out of the game where you can't use them online play, so everyone has to get used to pro parks. That's the only other solution. But I think if that was the case, guys, you'd find a lot of people only playing at cores. Gotta be real, because no one wants to get scammed at 40 feet of elevation, whatever this is here, 60 feet, whatever, at Houston. It's just not fun. It's not fun. It's just perfect out central. So you know, what pro park would I want to pick? Cores. If I wanted to play there, there's no batter's eye, but cores at night balances out a little bit. It's not the worst in the world. So that's what I think about that, guys. If you guys liked this video where I broke down the parks, give my little opinion on it, please like the video, comment, let me hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and sub to the channel, and do not forget to put that bell on so you guys don't miss when I post every day at noon Eastern time, guys. And put the bell on so you don't miss posts like these sprinkled in the evening time. Eastern time, it's evening, so it might be early in the day from my West Coast homies and other people who watch from overseas, wherever you guys are at. But yeah, that's my video, guys. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. Bye.